So today we're reading The Legend, and I hope my sound quality is a little bit nicer. The story is by Amazing Brie, I think the name is, on Wattpad, and I'll again try to link it in the description. This is going to be a long one because I'm combining both about the legend, about the character, and the first chapter. This is going to also be a series. The quote of the day is, or this video is, feminism is not a stick with which to be other women. It's about freedom. It's about liberation. It's about equality, by Emma Watson. The legend rules. 1. You can only tell one person, but it cannot be someone close to the chosen people, Harry or Voldemort. So basically, if the legend told Ron or Snape, then that would break the rule, along with if they told Harry or Voldemort. They must give each side 3 hints and or riddles to figure out who the legend is. Whichever side figures out who the legend is first, the legend must join, wanting to or not. 4. Cannot reveal their power to anyone. Their power. Basically, the legend has a certain, quote, power, end quote. If you're from My Hero Academia, it's kind of like a quirk. Their power is a demon, so in a way, they are half dead. The ghosts can tell. But because they are half dead, the killing curse technically cannot kill them. But for the sake of the fact that they are alive still, they can die. How the legend can die. The killing curse. They can resist up to 5 times without dying, but will slowly become weaker the more times hit. Stabbed or shot, they die like a normal person. They can die of blood loss. If one of the rules are broken, if the person they tells someone else, the legend dies and the person suffers. The dangers. Besides the dangers of what happens if one of the rules are broken, the legend has to have great control over their emotions, or they risk breaking a rule or harming others. The power becomes hard to control when negative emotions occur. When they're angry, the power does have a chance at controlling them. If the legend dies, neither side can win, except there is a way to win, it's just not rational or safe. Don't worry about it. Side note, this is technically the character's name is Serenity, but I'll replace Serenity with YN. YN, question mark, question mark, question mark. She is a sweet girl, but has in the past been abused by her family and hidden from her brother. She was, quote, adopted, end quote, by one of the professors, the same professor that saved her from her family. Serenity has light blue eyes. They can kind of look white sometimes, and dirty blonde hair. She is short, around 4'11", and not exactly skinny, but not chubby, you know? Serenity is strong and battles a lot of inner things along with her inner anger. She is extremely smart, but struggles keeping information in her head or paying attention. But when she is able to, she's on the same level as Hermione. She also loves music. You'll see more of that later. Her favorite colors are purple and green. She's seen as kind of less rude than Luna, but almost there. Chapter 1. This is what happens before you were born and in your early years. Turns out so well for and so they decided to have another child, hoping for a boy. So the day Serenity YN was born, they were quite disappointed. Being very lovely mom she is, tried to love her, but would not allow her. Tried to get stop feeding YN so she would die. This is in encrypted letters. He hated Serenity because her birth almost killed his wife. Hated the idea of letting her daughter starve to death. So behind her husband's back, she would sneak Serenity a bottle a day, hiding her in the forest nearby. Prayed every night that Serenity would not die to an animal or the cold. Over time, Serenity was able to learn how to barely survive. She learned how to catch a fish in the stream, to make a fire, to attempt to defend herself. One day did not come to give Serenity the little amount of care she could provide. Wayan stayed awake all night hoping to see her mom, but she never came. Wayan knew she had an older brother who would be about 7 at this time, so you're about 6. Wayan eventually gave up the hope that her mom might come see her again. When the next winter came, Wayan was unprepared and suffered many nights almost freezing to death. One cold, bitter night, Wayan came across a clearing. She looked up at the stars and wondered out loud. Possible trigger warning. What would happen if I died tonight? Mom probably forgot about my existence, so it wouldn't affect anyone. And trigger warning. Now, don't talk like that. I know you exist. I care about you. I know you've been in this forest all your life. I am actually here to help you now, someone behind Wayan said. Wayan was shocked, confused, scared, you name it, but was too cold to turn around, so she sat down on the frozen grass underneath the beautiful sky. What do you mean? Who are you? She whispered, not having enough energy to ask more. Well, I am Dumbledore, the headmaster of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. I have come to take you there and raise you, Dumbledore said. You're lying. Magic isn't real. Wayan replied. Suddenly, she felt something heavy and warm be put on her shoulders. It gave her chills with the sudden warmth. She looked down at her shoulders and saw a large, fluffy coat, maybe double the size of her. I understand you're hesitant, but please, I would rather you not freeze to death out here by yourself, Dumbledore said, rubbing his hands together for warmth. Fine. I'll come with you, but please don't hurt me. Serenity, Wayan teared up. Next thing she knew, she was being picked up, and she saw everything spinning. She felt like she was being squished and then pulled in every direction. At least, she was terrified. Then stopped. Everything went black. The last sense she felt was the feeling of a very hot room. Minerva's point of view. I knew Dumbledore found a girl out in the woods months ago. But why didn't he take her in then? Why is he taking her here now? It's the middle of winter. She could have come here in the summer and wouldn't be freezing now. I heard a pop and knew he was back. Third person point of view. Is she here? Is she okay? She isn't dead, is she? Where's your coat? Minerva fired questions non-stop at Dumbledore. Somehow, without her realizing it, he had placed Wayan on a nearby couch close to the fire. Minerva, he said, as she continued to fire with questions. She didn't hear him. Minerva! He yelled. She silenced herself. Finally. She is fine. She's right there, he said, pointing out Wayan, wrapped up in his coat. Oh, is she sleeping? Minerva asked. What? He looked at Minerva confused, and then just Wayan. She must have passed out due to the operation, or going from cold to warm temperatures, quickly, he plainly stated. Why does she look so familiar? I thought that too, Dumbledore said. Wayan's point of view. I woke up feeling really warm as I was laying on something so soft. I nestled into it. It felt so nice. Then I remembered yesterday and shot my eyes open, afraid. Looked around to see I was on a little bed with a big black fluffy blanket and a matching pillow. The room was a light purple and had small white dresser with a mirror on it. By the door was a chair. I got out of the bed, extremely confused and worried. If he was mean, then I wouldn't be in this nice of a room, right? I thought to myself. I looked into the mirror and was shocked at how I looked. I've never seen myself this clear before. When I looked in the river, it barely showed my reflection. I looked at my pretty sky blue eyes and long, tangled blonde hair. My pale skin almost looked like the snow. It was pretty. I then saw how little and bony my hands and stomach are. I never realized I was this little. I peeked into the dresser and saw some really nice clothes. There's no way this is all for me. I closed the drawer and turned the door to see. I hope you joined that, and yeah, sorry there's no music. I just found it better without it. Also, I'm sorry for the humming noise in the back. I don't know what caused that. Well, I feel like I had another announcement, or just something else to say. I can't remember. I'll probably say in my next video. Well, anyway, have a great day or night, everyone.